Thanks, Joe.
Yeah!
You want to run or you want to duck down? You want to duck, just go over there and get under the bench and stay there.
You play to win the game.
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets.
Ah, wow. It feels like yesterday we were all together talking about the Jets, and here we are again. I will admit I am excited to be back. It's the Thursday thick of it. I am GreenBean, and I am honored to have one of my best buddies, Mr. Dom C, next to me. Dom, what's cooking? Good looking. How you doing?
Hi, Bean. It feels like I'm trying to get adjusted back in front of the camera because it's been a while. You know, maybe like a little spot here or there, but man, this is a longest break I've taken from my office in a while. You know what I mean? And I don't know, like I don't do good with like easing back in. Like last week I said I got to get in front of the camera. Gonna be, talk with GreenBean on Thursday, this and that. So I automatically like started jamming into 25 prospects. So I'm like, I got a mess here, and so on and so forth. But it's good to be back. About 7 weeks, I was kind of separated and removed myself from the world that is this Jets atmosphere that we live. So it feels good. It feels good to be back, man. Glad to be here with you.
Yeah, man, it's going to be super cool. Now, just so everybody knows, Gunny will be back next week, but here's the cool thing. Dom will be here with Gunny. So Dom's going to be a permanent fixture on the Thursday thick of it this season with us. So it'll be a little a tripod of hosts, if you will. I'm really excited about that. But, you bring up an interesting point. Like, every year I take like a little break. Week, 2 weeks. This year, I think as a collective, a lot of us, I know at least our contingent, like Ryan, you, me, Jeremy, Tigo, like we took a break. This is the longest break I've taken from the New York Jets in years, definitely since I've been GreenBean, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But even longer than that, like, since, remember back in the olden days, like after the the Super Bowl was over, we had a couple this and that, and then it was like, we you have the draft, and it was like the dark ages, like there was nothing, no football news. Now it's not the case. So theoretically, like, they're putting out top 10 lists and all, like it's a 24/7, 365 kind of a thing. So to take an actual break, it's a weird, it's just, I don't know. I haven't done this. It's been 2 months since I've been back. I think my last stream was May 20. It might have been May 25th. So 2 months on the button. 2 full months. And it's weird, like you said, like it's like, I don't know, I'm all weird in here. Like I don't know what the hell's going on. I was trying to like set up the stream. I set it up on the wrong account. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, where's all my fucking intros and everything? I didn't know what the hell's going on. I just was trying to, before the stream, guys, I was trying to like get myself and Dom off of the screen so I could do the intro, and I didn't know how to do it. I was like, how do I get us off? Like I'm completely, it's like I'm a noob all over again. But I tell you, man, it's good to be back. I see so many awesome names in here. Nick and Alan's back. Yeah, I was with Alan a little bit last night for the Beanbagger Wednesday night. King Lowski's in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Tommy's here, and Clancy. Look at all these guys. Afterburners Podcast is in the house. Blitz BK. GreenBean is back. I'm excited too, Blitz. I really am. I really am. Frankie from Flatbush. Now, if you guys haven't heard, the best news of this season for me is that absolutely. Frankie's back, right? Frankie from Flatbush, Sunday mornings, I believe it's 10 a.m., Coffee with Frankie on the Frankie from Flatbush channel. Frankie, if you got your link, you can text it to me and I'll throw it up here for everybody. But I mean, we missed Frankie. And so Frankie's back for the 2024 season. It's going to be that much better with Frankie back in town. You know what I mean? Who doesn't love Frankie?
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying, Dom?
That's right. The best of the best. And I mean that wholeheartedly, not because
Yeah.
he's in the chat.
Yeah. Well, Frankie knows his shit. For real, for real. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And now he works at, I believe it's UCF. So he's got some ins down there now. So Frankie knows a thing or two, everybody. Finnegan's in the house. Good to see Finnegan. Stack. Look at that. Look, Stack. More jet porn. Right on, dude. We're just getting it ramped up. So, guys, we had a fan attended training camp practice today.
Yeah,
now,
we did.
The thing that everybody saw, I know if you saw anything, you saw the pass down the left sideline from one Aaron Rodgers to Mr. Garrett Wilson wearing his new number 5. And it's now it's always sucks in practice because it's like, yeah, but somebody had to get burned for it to be that delicious. And that's our defense, right? But it's look, our defense is not in question. So it's about our offense. And it's just nice to see right from I believe that was the first pass of the day.
The first play of 11v11. It was and Bean, I was there. It was perfect. Everything about it was perfect. Well, I shouldn't say everything about it. If we're being nitpicky, and we've all watched it probably numerous times, it's a hair underthrown actually by Aaron Rodgers. And some will argue that, like he was so wide open, you don't want to overthrow him, so on and so forth. But Garrett actually had to slow down a step to get it. But it was perfect, man. Play action, double move, little out, stop and go. And DJ Reed just bit hard when Garrett Wilson broke down. And I mean, he had him by 7 yards. Chuck Clark was playing the deep half and he couldn't get over. It was perfect. And the coolest thing about it, not only was the play, not only was it the first play, not only was the crowd just completely jacked up, but as you go back and watch it, like I'm sure we all did, numerous times,
once or twice,
watch every aspect of it. Watch every aspect. Don't watch the beautiful play action the play action, the route by Garrett Wilson, the play action by Aaron Rodgers. Watch Joe Tippmann neutralize Quinnen Williams. Watch Simpson and Tyron Smith just completely stonewall and set an actual pocket, something we haven't seen in 2 years, right?
I don't know what that is. Wait. So what is this word you're using, pocket? What is that important? I don't understand.
Yeah, exactly. Now, with a grain of salt, there's no pads, it's no contact, and so on and so forth. But it was nice to see. It was the quintessential chef's kiss of a start to an Aaron Rodgers led offense, man.
Yeah, and look, a little touch behind. Like it's funny. I heard somebody say there was a wobble, in the pass,
and
it's like it's one of those things where if that's what we're critiquing, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly.
If we're
You're
critiquing a wobble or like just a hair behind on a 45-yard bomb down, completion, then I'm good. It's much better than it was only 5 yards over his head this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
It
So
was,
like we said, so Dom was there today, guys. He was at practice, which is just such a cool thing. I wish I was there. I wish I could be at every practice. I can't. So it's nice. So we're going to bend Dom's ear a little bit. We're going to ask some questions and we're going to get a feel of the day over there. You saw the new Jets logo is on the building and it's like, they added some stands, I believe, on the other end zone this year.
On the end zone. Yep. Regular general admission public stands. They did.
Yeah. So that's interesting. But I want to say hello to Daniel Murphy. Thank you. First super chat of the season here for the Green Bean channel. Thank you. Green Bean and Dom being back is almost as good as football being back. Well, they're kind of symbiotic. They're one and the same, Daniel. That's what it is. We wouldn't be back if it wasn't for football being back. And I gotta say, guys, Aaron Rodgers, he catches a lot of flack out there. There are a lot of legit haters. There's nothing he can say or do that they won't hate on, right? There's nothing. But I'm going to tell you, I am legit excited about this season. I think we have a team. This might be the best talent-wise roster that we've had. In recent memory for sure, but 2015, maybe 2010, like that's how long this team is stacked. Now there's some injury stuff and whatever, but dude, the talent on this team is undeniable, and we have every right to be excited, Dom. That's how I see it, man.
And we should. And Matt O'Leary said something the other day. I think it was on your Tuesday stream, where it made me kind of take a step back and think, like, we got to enjoy this for what it is. Like this, like you said, it's the best team that we've had probably since 2010, if we're being honest. And we always get ahead of ourselves and, oh, well, let's worry about this and what happens. How are we going to fit Devontae into the salary cap next year? And we got to pay Sauce and JJ and blah, blah, blah. And we're thinking like 2 or 3 steps ahead, and we're not really enjoying the moment. Like this right here, right now is everything that we could have asked for. And it is such a difference. Having an Aaron Rodgers led offense than having one led by one Zachary Wilson or Tim Boyle or whatever other hack that we put out there, man. It is just it's something different. And I know a lot of the beat have touched on it. Connor Hughes had a nice little clip today where he pretty much said that exactly. He said Aaron Rodgers still has it, and Aaron Rodgers running an offense just elevates the room, if you will. He elevates that team so much more. And not only just the offensive guys, you hear the defensive guys talking about it as well. How lucky they are to play and drill against Aaron Rodgers, play in and play out, man. So
I love it.
It's great.
Now, and look, we heard some of this last year, right? Of course. And we know how that went, but that doesn't mean anything about it's like an Achilles that, dude, it can happen to anybody at any, you know what I mean? Yeah. Now, like you said, it's really important, guys. Like we can always find things. Nothing's ever going to be perfect and flawless. And we're a particularly critical bunch, right? Fair, right? But that's what's called looking a gift horse in the mouth. Now, what that saying means is you have this prize-winning champion horse, and it's like it's just this perfect specimen. But if you look at his teeth, you're gonna be like, you know what I mean? Because it's gross in there, and that's the thing. You don't look a gift horse in the mouth. That's what you don't do. And so we need to learn, I think, how to enjoy this. We have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall, right? We have Tyler Conklin. We have Jeremy Ruckert. Like you said, that we have a revamped offensive line. We have Sauce Gardner, Quinnen Williams, DJ Reed, Quincy Williams. We have all pros scattered around the joint. You have Jermaine Johnson. When Hassan Reddick comes back, which, by the way, don't worry, he's gonna play. He would be an absolute fool if he decides to not play. You know what I mean? He's gonna be here. I'm not even concerned. It's a statement. Whatever he's doing, I'm not worried. And the cool thing about it is, guess who gets his reps? Maybe not right away. I mean, I saw today. Who was it?
today they started
Yeah,
with
who-
JJ and Michael Clemens.
Michael Clemens. How did
Yeah. They
But it's
started with
like
JJ.
Will McDonald's going to get reps.
Will
that's-
McDonald got a ton of reps. You know, he split first and second team reps. Eric Watts got some second team reps. Who, by the way, he is a mountain of a man.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, like you look at the numbers and all right, 6'6.5", 275. The guy probably has like he's probably 8-9% body fat. Like he is just a unit. Like he is a big man. He made at one point during the defensive line drills, he was standing next to Tenzel Smart, and he made Tenzel Smart look like a middle schooler. Like he's just a big man. Yeah.
Well, and I'll share with everybody. We're all friends here. Dom just brought up 8-9% body fat. I found out just a couple weeks ago that I am 40% body fat. So that means almost half of what you see before you is fat. What do you think of that, Dom?
Join the club, buddy. Join the club.
40% of this person happens to be jiggly, squishy fat.
Yeah.
So I'm working on it, everybody. I'm working on it. But real quick, Small Heath checking in on the path. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out and sending in the super chat. He says the pass was scripted. Just saying. Well, of course. I mean, just like the first drive in every game is scripted, and maybe more. But of course, I mean, they wanted to make a statement. But I'll tell you who wasn't part of the script. I'm betting
DJ Reed. DJ
Reed. He didn't want it for the first play. He was trying. And let me tell you, G-Dubs is legit, Dom. That's the real deal.
And let me tell you that the progression just from that first play and how they worked and developed off of it going on into the rest of 11v11s. Well, actually, I think it was later on in 7v7s, when they had just had the linebackers and the DBs out there and the wide receivers and the running backs, no linemen. Reed got toasted again by Garrett Wilson, this time on the right sideline, and it was set up off of that first play. Reed was anticipating a double move. He kind of hesitated, and Garrett didn't stop. He just went. I mean, he blew by him probably about 5-6 yards. Yeah. And the only reason it was incomplete is because Reed grabbed him in the end zone. If there was a ref there, it's pass interference. So
that's pass interference. I saw that.
Yeah. Garrett Wilson, man, is he's going to as Jet fans, we all know what he is, but I think he's going to turn some heads at the national stage. Like he's going to get the lion. I mean, not only the lion share of targets, like he's going to be a target whore, kind of like Devontae Adams was in Green Bay. Like I can see that, man. I can see that for sure.
I can too. And I think that it's not a forced issue. He's going to actually be open. That's the thing. He's going to be the deserving recipient of that sort of love from the quarterback. Now, It's like we saw so many times last year. Not only was he open and didn't receive the ball, but and we've talked about this numerous times in your breakdowns, whether it was with the beanbaggers or elsewhere. There were lots of times, like there are lots of plays last year where Garrett Wilson had a 15, 20-yard reception, and everybody goes, yeah, first down. But what really happened was he was wide open, and he had to stop and come back for the ball or jump up. And if it was hit in stride, we're talking about 20, 30 more yards maybe, or a touchdown. Yeah. There was so much left on the field.
Yeah.
Not his fault.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So the potential, going into his third year, he's put on 5 pounds of muscle. He's an NFL pro now, 2 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons with hot garbage at quarterback. How many quarterbacks has he played with now? What is it? 8?
Something like that.
The Jets don't produce 1,000-yard receivers very often. He's 2 consecutive years with nobody throwing in the ball. So that's all because of him. Imagine he is ready. Year 3, this guy is a true stud. And I agree with you. I think on the national level, he's going to turn heads this year. Pro Bowl, all pro level play from one Garrett Wilson.
And
Jersey Jet. Wait, I'm sorry. Jersey Jet gifting a membership. Thank you, Jersey Jet. You know who the recipient was? Eric Craig gets a free StreamBeaner membership courtesy of Jersey Jet. That's some good stuff right there, man. Thank you for the support. And look, Eric, you get a little love, man. You get some emojis, you get all that shit. So that's good. You get free super chats. So thank you, Jersey Jet. Nick Shine checking in, Dom. Say hello to Nick.
Hey, Nick.
What's up there, Nick? Nick hasn't stopped. Nick didn't take a break.
No, Nick ramped it up, man. He picked up the slack.
He's like, you know what? I'm gonna keep going. Screw it. Screw these guys. I'm gonna keep it going. He says Thursdays are back to normal. Welcome back, GreenBean, Dom, and best of luck as the new triple threat. Looking forward to this week after week. And just so you guys know, Nick does his show right after this one at 10 p.m. on Proud New York Jets fans. So you can hang out if you're just not all full up. You want to talk some more shit about the Jets. Nick fills that void right after this show. And you can check him out too, man. So yeah, it's gonna be dude, we're poised. We're Jersey Jet doing it again. Who did you give it to this time? Let me see here.
No, he became a YouTube member, that says.
Oh, he became one.
Yes.
Oh, he joined maybe before. He's like, oh shit, I wanted to join. I gave it to somebody else. Eric. Well, Jersey Jet, now you're in, dude. Now you're in. Throw some of those emojis up, man. You know, it's like have some fun. You're a good man. So thank you. Alan Doge checking in. Says Breece Hall #1 overall fantasy football this year. That's going to be an interesting thing. I'm real curious to see where these Jets players start to get drafted. You know, could he be? You know, it's always Christian McCaffrey, right? Or some of these other guys.
Yeah.
I wonder if Breece Hall is like the first or second guy taken in fantasy drafts. You think Allen's right?
Who knows, man? I maybe. I don't know. I mean, fantasy football is just such a unique thing. You know, it's really I mean, I'll speak for you because I know you have trouble not taking the Jets. So if you got those green goggles on, you might take Breece Hall first. And if you play it, you know, to the by the book, maybe you don't. I don't know, man. I say go for it. Take him. He's not going to disappoint. The way this offense looks, and it's still to get better. We got to remember, Mike Williams hasn't practiced yet, right? Mike Williams, although he's not going to be an 80 reception, 1,300 yard kind of guy, he's that vertical presence. He's going to open up a lot of the stuff underneath for Garrett Wilson, underneath for Tyler Conklin. He's going to keep defenses honest so they can't jam the box for Breece Hall. I mean, this is going to be we're just scratching the surface here of what this offense really could do.
Yeah, guys, look, we talked about Garrett Wilson and how he's managed to pull together 2 consecutive 1,000-yard receiving seasons with nobody at quarterback. Well, the other piece to that is Breece Hall has had nothing but stacked boxes. Yeah. And he pulled off, I mean, and this is all because of Salah's stat guy who should have been fired right as soon as that happened. 996 yards last year. And they pulled him because he's good. He's got it, buddy. But he had 1,000-yard season too, playing against, 8 in the box with no real threat of a passing game. When you look at the potential that Garrett Wilson has to kind of explode, if you will, Breece Hall stands to receive at a similar uptick because they have to pull back. If you go ahead, stack the box, Aaron Rodgers will slice and dice you to death. They can't do it. So they're going to have to play more honest. And Breece Hall is the kind of back he's going to make you pay. So, and then not for nothing, I am so excited, Dom, about what's right behind Breece Hall. Braylon Allen.
Oh, yeah.
And Isaiah Davis. Now, Izzy's still here, but I don't see a world outside of injury where Izzy's not RB4. I mean, do you agree? Do you think, you see it otherwise?
I mean, if today was anything, I mean, and again, it's only the second day of practice with no pads. Brees Hall, Braylon Allen, and Isaiah Davis all took reps with the ones. Izzy Banakanda and oh my god, I can never remember the other guy's name. Somebody say it in the
Val Kilmer.
That guy,
John Valjean.
whatever his name is. They
Holiday?
filled it.
Vance Holloway.
Galladay, exactly. Valladay. They took reps with the second and the third team. Cohen even got a couple reps in, very few with the first team, more so with the second team. So Cohen's an interesting one. We could talk about his day today at camp, which I thought was very interesting. But listen, I mean, it's only July 25th. If I was a betting man, I don't see a scenario where Izzy Banakanda definitely doesn't. He's not backing up Brees Hall. I don't see there's probably more possibility that he's practice squad material than he is on the 53.
Wow.
But, yeah, listen, they like that. I know for a fact. I mean, this is tried and true. They like the two rookies, and they're going to play the two rookies. Braylon Allen got all the carries. He was the running back in the backfield for the red zone. The end of the practice, the red zone run, it was all Braylon Allen. Now it wasn't because Brees was out or hurt or anything like that, but they wanted to see what he had, and he keeps impressing, man. He's going to be that much even more impressive when the pads are on and when hitting's coming, because that's where he really stands out. But like, he is nimble for a guy who's 240 pounds, and he can affect the game in a positive manner from the backfield. They did a lot on the offense today, like a lot of things, a lot of little twists and turns that you wanted to see. A bunch of different formations, a lot of condensed formations, reduced widths, 3-by-1 with a tight end wing, all inside the numbers. And they developed. They were working. You could tell that they were building schemes from certain formations. And Braylon Allen coming out of the backfield on those bench routes. I mean, there wasn't one that he didn't catch. He got a lion's share of the first team carries, man. He's going to play a role on this team, albeit probably smaller on the offensive side, but they're not afraid to give him the ball. They're not afraid to utilize him. And the one thing with him and Isaiah Davis, which I think why their Jets are so comfortable with him, because they know both of those guys right off the bat are NFL caliber in pass protection. Those guys will get up there and those guys will lay a hit, and you're protecting Aaron Rodgers. You know as much as anyone in this chat knows, to get on the field as a running back young, you better be able to pass protect. And I tell you, Isaiah Davis and Braylon Allen are probably two of the best that came out of this class.
Well, and remind everybody what Isaiah Davis told you at the Senior Bowl, Dom. Everybody, whatever you're doing, put your drink down, listen to this.
Yeah.
Dom, so remind everybody what he told you.
So I had a good 5 minutes with him, and we were chatting. I was interviewing him, and we were talking. And after like the normal, kind of do-si-do, like, oh, how's it feel to have the pads on? Congratulations, this and that. We got talking about his game, and I said, Isaiah, small school, FBS kid, you were the workhorse. I said, what is it that you want to show? And he's like, I'm going to show these guys that I'm not just one dimensional, that I'm NFL ready. And we got talking. And I was like, so, what's your favorite part? What's your favorite part of football? Like, what is your why? When you're on the field, forget about like God and your family. He's like, what? I'm like, what is your why? He's like, man, he's like, the one thing he's like that really gets me going every single time is when I see a blitzing end, I see a blitzing linebacker, and I can step up and take him right off his cleats. He's like, I'll take a pass. He's like, I'll sit in pass protection and level guys. I'll take that sometimes over the 80-yard scampers for touchdowns. And I'm like, man,
is that not our guy?
That is my type of running back. Exactly.
Oh, yeah. That's the guy you want on your team. That he values knocking somebody's head off in pass protection the same way that he values, like you said, an 80-yard run into the end zone. He's like, it's
Yep.
just as good to me. I love that makeup. That's what we call a football guy.
That's
And
right.
that's why the Jets added him. And I'll tell you, man, it's all about ball control, keeping the defense off the field as much as you can, pounding the living shit. By the end of the third quarter, you want the opposing defense to feel beaten and battered, on their heels, huffing and puffing. That's what you want. And when you can take Breece Hall off the field for a moment and bring in a fresh Braylon Allen or Isaiah Davis to punish the living hell out of them, there's nothing better. How many times have you heard me say it, guys? 4 yards of play wins the game. It's not just to compare, it wins. If you can get 4 yards every play, you win. It's just that simple. So I think that's all we want to see. We want to see some fun downfield. That's all great. But you can control the ball, keep it out of their offense's hands. When your defense comes on the field, they're snarling and fresh. They want blood. That's the way to win championships. And that's what we look like we're building. That's the whole idea here. Jason Edwards, our good buddy, checking in. I saw that you are locked into the Talkin' Jets meetup September 29th against the Zach Wilson-led Denver Broncos. So Jason is locked in, and we were with him last year. He's going to be back with us this year. I was very excited to see your name on the list, Jason. So it's really cool. Thank you for hanging and being around. It's good to see you again. He says, happy Thursday to the A team right here. This season will be amazing. Go Jets. I feel the same way, Jason. I really do. And guys, if you don't know, we are doing our yearly meetup. This year, it's going to be September 29th against the Broncos. Like I said, the only 1:00 game until like December. It's crazy. So that's what we picked. So because it's a 1:00 game early enough in the season, Coney Island is still open. The Saturday before that game, we are going to be meeting up at the Coney Island Cyclone to do our Jets chant as we crest the first drop into the world's most famous roller coaster. So I hope you guys will join us for that. We'll get some good Brooklyn pizza afterward. So it's a whole weekend thing. Guys, there are only 20 tickets left, and I already know 5 of them are being bought tomorrow by my brother-in-law. So that's 15 tickets. That's it. And we have no more. So hanging out with Tailgate Joe, on-field access, sitting together as a group. It's going to be an amazing, amazing time. If you want to join us, just go to talkingjets.com and you can purchase your tickets there if you want to come and hang. It's going to be good. But Jason, I'm glad you're coming particularly. I had a lot of fun with Jason last year, man. He's a good dude. So what else we got here? Jets Cub fan. Real quick, though, I want to say hello. I saw, where is he? Real quick, Jessica. I'll come right back to you. Aaron Butler is back, Don. Remember this guy?
Hey, yeah, man.
He says, oh, no, wait. There was another. I want to get the other comment, though. Where is he? Aaron Butler. He's back. There it is. Hey, GreenBean, I must admit, Jets looking good on both sides. See you in the playoffs in Baltimore, of course. Right. So Aaron Butler is a Ravens fan. And this is what I'm going to say to you, Aaron. I wish you healthy training camp and preseason. That's what, let's go into this thing. I hope all the best players in the NFL can stay healthy. Let's get everybody to the season so we can have fun and watch the most talent that we can possibly watch. I hate when big names and talented superstars go down with injuries in training camp and I hate it anyway, but it's particularly painful when it's like in training camp. You know, who went down today? Somebody went down today, right? Vikings, maybe who was it?
The Vikings. Mekhi Blackman, second-year player, went down yesterday, first day of camp, and then today, the Rams starting corner, another young kid went down, both ACL tears.
And they're gone so it's a shame, man. You hate to see it. So anyway, Aaron, thanks for stopping by, buddy. Hopefully you're not, you don't become a pain in the ass. Right now, it's first time back. We're all huggy, kissy. Who knows? You know how Aaron gets. But it's good to see you, man. And again, healthy training camp and preseason for the Baltimore Ravens. Very good pick. I think the Derrick Henry thing is something.
Phenomenal.
It's really something for the Ravens, man. I hate it. You know what I mean? So, but good pickup for you. Jets Cub fan checking in. He says, "What's up, GreenBean and Dom? So glad you're back. Life is normal again. Where is the Marine?" Right. What game is the tailgate? Love you guys. So Gunny I forget what he had tonight, but it was like a pre-planned thing. When I told him, hey, this is the date we're coming back, he said, hey, I can't make it for the first week. He'll be back tomorrow. So I'm not tomorrow, next week. So Dom, Gunny, and myself will be back here for the pretty much, I imagine, most of the rest of the season.
I'll be actually next week. I'm good, and then I'm on a cruise, so I think I'll be missing. Going down to the Bahamas. I'm going to Bermuda. We're going to some other island. Yeah, should be fun. 10 days, man. 10 days. Yeah,
what's so great about cruises, Dom, is that for a lot of that, the cell phones don't work.
Oh no, yeah, you're absolutely right. My cell phone will be away. Kind of recharge the battery, decompress, and not only will I miss some of this stuff, that this is kind of fun and important, but work goes to the back burner. Yes. And I can really just enjoy my family and stuff like that. So we booked it late. Like I said, we've just had a crazy busy summer. Both of my boys played all-star baseball, so that literally just ended, and we've just been going in 10 different directions. So I'm looking forward to a nice cruise, nice family time.
Yeah, good for you. You've earned it, man. And that's the best kind of, I'll tell you, there's something, the idea of like the cell phone and all that shit, you just can't use it. Oh,
yeah.
There's nothing better. I mean, I'm telling you, man, put it all to the side.
It stinks because I'll be missing 2 preseason games. So I know, if nothing more, that's what I want to check. All right, well, what's going on here, so on and so forth. But listen, it's Royal Caribbean. I mean, they'll if I want to buy the package to do it, or when we're in the Bahamas, my phone will work or something like that. I'm not necessarily all that concerned, man. I'm not all that concerned at all.
Yeah, if you're right, it's not like you're in the desert or something. Like if you need it, you can. It's off if you want to. Which
that's
is nice.
Right. That's right.
And just to tell you, Jets Cub is the game is the 29th of September against the Denver Broncos at 1 p.m. So it's going to be. I mean, we I'll tell you what, we contemplated getting the opening day is Thursday night, so we contemplated it, but it's like it's hard to do. So I mean, even for me to go up there, from Virginia Thursday night, it's just I tell you, they did not make this early season schedule easy.
Yeah,
hanging,
Yeah, so I'll be there for the Denver game. I already got tickets. I got my tickets. So my whole family will be there. We'll be there Saturday. My boys have been talking about Coney Island for 2 years, so they're excited. We'll be in Coney Island. The entire family will be at that game, and then my wife and I leave for London because we're going to see the Jets play Minnesota the next week. Yeah,
and you got your tickets.
Got them. Got my ticket. I got everything. That trip is completely locked and loaded, man.
Yeah, see, and I'm envious. I couldn't put it together. We were legitimately seriously looking at it, and there's too many swirling thing. It wasn't real. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm like, okay, this is to force feed this, and this is the epitome of square peg round hole. So I'm envious. I'm happy for you.
Well, I mean, the only reason we did it, like my wife's a nurse, but she's a school nurse. She's not in a hospital, so she works just like a teacher. 8 to 5, 8 to 4, around that school schedule. And it just happens to be that game was scheduled on I don't know, whether it was teacher convention or Rosh Hashanah or something where they had a long break. So it worked out perfect for us, man. We get to leave on a Wednesday night, she's off Thursday and Friday, so we come back on I think we leave there Monday night, land here Tuesday morning, so she's only missing 1 day of work. So it works out great,
There you
man.
go.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad. I know, man. I want to go to London. I want to go to London, to England and Scotland, and I want to do that anyway. So like the idea of that's why we were trying to force it in, because it's like the Jets it's such a great excuse to get the hell over there.
That's right.
But
That's right.
Alas, not to be. So we'll get to have you over there, man. And are you, look, you got to hang with the guys,
Oh yeah, I've already been in touch with a couple of them. Got some numbers and this and that. So I'm gonna make sure that I make myself and introduce myself to some of the guys who are across the pond that I get to communicate with. Gastoon and Irish Jet and so on and so forth. Those guys have been really good guys, really good supporters. So I'm gonna make sure I touch base with all of them. Yeah,
it's gonna be it's cool. I got some of the guys I know from the fan clubs too, like where they're hanging. I'll give you their numbers and shit.
Yeah.
For Jonathan Francois, good to see you, dude.
Yes,
look
sir.
at him, he's back. This is nice. It's like all you guys, so nice to see all the names and everything again.
That's right.
So cool.
I was just thinking the same thing. Like, man, all these names, dude.
Yeah.
All these guys, you feel like family. It really does. It'd be like, oh my God, I haven't seen Harlan in I don't know how long. It's been 7 weeks since I've talked to Harlan. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's true. It really is, man. It's so cool. Jonathan says, welcome back, boys. Positive vibes only. I'm with you, man. No more bullshit. No grumping. We got to believe. We can't talk about a wobble in Aaron Rodgers' beautiful 40-yard completion. Like, come on.
Talk about positive vibes, man. The vibe and the energy at camp today. Now, it was the first day where the fans were there, but you talk about positive vibes, man. Everyone felt it. The aura of One Jets Drive today was just electric on every aspect, from the coaches to the players to the fans. I mean, everything just felt right today. You want to talk about practice a little bit?
Well, yes, I do. Let's talk.
Okay.
Let me get to these last super chats here.
Yeah.
Jet it out, checking in. I feel something really special about this here. Hell yeah. And it starts with the uniforms. Look at that jersey he's got as his avatar. That's beautiful. We got new uniforms. And dude, how surprised were you by the classics getting released?
I was that did shock me a little bit, because they went retro. They went back to retro this year. I didn't expect to get the double whammy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The double entendre, if you will.
Yeah, that's right. So that was really exciting for me. We get to see one game with the winningest Jets uniform. Lots of fans, some of the newer fans, they don't even know what that's like to watch that uniform. They only know the Adam Gase and all that shit. So either way, it's nice to shed that Adam Gase, Chris Johnson stink. Get us back to the beautiful word mark that's on Dom's hat there. And then they threw in a little bonus, white helmets, the 2010 Express. I love that shit. It's exciting. Jet It Out also says opener Jets 38, 49ers 10, 14-3 Super Bowl champs. You know what, Dom? I would love to see. Now, I mean, just win, right? I want to win. It's a tough game to start the season in San Fran and the whole thing. What I would love to see is just to come out and go for the jugular. Right, just come out and show the world we're not playing games this year. We are a stacked team. We are a mean team. We are a well-coached team. We got a badass defense, Hall of Fame quarterback, young stars, and we just come out and light them up. Again, a win is a win. If it's by a quarter point, if that's possible, I don't give a shit. But I'd love to come out just like Jet It Out saying 38-10. Like by the fourth quarter, it's just the world knows it's over. That kind of thing.
Do you remember? I'm sure you do. I think it was Sam Darnold's first year. We played Indianapolis on Monday night, and we came out, and it was like a 30-7 drubbing. We just kicked the shit out of them. That's what I want. That's what I want. Would be. You know what else I want? And maybe this is a little selfish. I know San Francisco. I know Brandon Ayuk and Trent Williams are holding out. Like they can hold out until week 2. That wouldn't hurt. I wouldn't be upset about that. Like those two guys can hold out until week 2. If you
I
will.
agree.
But,
let's keep it going. Yeah, anything to muck up the chemistry and all. Just I'm with it, man. Yeah. I love it. 14-3. I'm in. So yeah, let's so tell us a little bit about how practice was. I saw that your boy got some signatures and all that, so it was a good day. But talk about it. What stood out to you? What do you want us to know about today's practice, Don?
Well, I mean, I think I touched on the most important part. The thing that stuck out to me the most is that the energy was just electric, and it was electric throughout the field. The coaches had a different sense to them. You know what I mean? Like, they were on top of the guys. I know a lot. There was, I think, 3 times where Tyron Smith one time, John Simpson one time, Olu Fashanu one time, false starts, they came and Robert Saleh, right there. He made a point. He said, you false start, you're leaving the field. They got substituted out. Tyron Smith, all-world tackle, gold jacket recipient whenever he chooses to retire. Jumped off sides, Saleh replaced him right there. Like, no nonsense. No nonsense. Like, so that to me, I thought like that energy that the coaches had, like, hey, we're not doing this stuff. We're 3rd and 2. We don't want 3rd and 7. So you fuck up, you're getting replaced, and they did. So that kind of energy was there. The players were live. The players felt the energy from the stands. The offense, like I said, I just love to see, Aaron Rodgers at work like maestro, like a composer. We talk about it all the time. We talked about Hackett isn't really the offense corner. It's really Aaron Rodgers' offense. And, I always, people said that. I thought it was like tongue in cheek. No, like, listen, this offense with him at the helm looked completely different. No vanilla, nothing vanilla. Rodgers was directing what he wanted. He was moving. He was switching up the formations, obviously audible and checking off, doing the Aaron Rodgers hand gestures, telling guys what to do, so on and so forth, moving guys around. Like I said, the amount of, different formations that you saw. I saw a lot of 12 personnel, but 12 personnel, not in your normal, like I said, condensed tight 3-by-1 with a tight end wing. And then they'd bring a running back in motion. They'd drop one of those tight ends out and have him lead on a counter. They were developing. You could tell the playbook to kind of work these formations. They were building plays off of it. They used a lot of the same formations, a lot of the same motions in dives, and then in counters, then in bootlegs, and then, in play action, so on and so forth. So the depth of the offense was there. Only 2 practices in. To me, I thought that was the most exciting thing, is watching Aaron Rodgers really read what he was looking at and run what he wanted to do. Now, granted, the defense was probably playing a little bit of vanilla and whatnot, but Aaron was in control, and Aaron was moving these guys around. We talked about it to an extent, how leveled up Garrett Wilson looks. He looks like he's already, he's on the precipice of doing something very, very special. I thought Tyler Conklin played very well today in the limited reps that he got affecting the pass. I thought he was very good. I thought all the running backs were good. Not only, running the ball fine with no pads, you really can't tell anything, but just what they were doing, just how they understood the concepts, where they were going. There was a lot of Aaron Rodgers and Breece Hall's little winks and little hints like that. Breece, you guys all saw it. There was a beautiful pass on the sideline that was a broken play, not a broken play, but the play was kind of stalling, and Aaron just rolled out of the pocket, rolled right, which was nice to see him roll right on that recovered Achilles, and extended the play, and just kind of gave a little head motion to Breece, and Breece just put the brakes on, stopped, and broke towards the sideline. And Aaron threw a beautiful pass, only where Breece Hall can catch it. And Breece Hall laid out on the sideline, got his hands on it, toe tapped on the sideline. It was beautiful. Just like that, the continuity and the flow of the offense was night and day from what we saw last year, where it was, all right, 12 personnel, big, heavy set, dive up the middle, or heavy set, 4 sticks or something like, 4 stick routes. There was nothing like that. A lot of motion, a lot of different concepts, a lot of concepts that built off one another, whether it be, mesh concepts with a bench out of the backfield, where it was mesh concepts with a bench and go from the running back. There was, like I said, we talked about the out and up that Garrett ran to fold over into a stutter, just straight fly on the right-hand side. A lot of stuff built over one another. Very, very good. Alan Lazard caught another touchdown. Alan Lazard also had a really, really bad drop at one point. Aaron threw a beautiful pass, and it was just like a, little 5-6 yard in route, and it hit him right in the hand, literally right here. And he just tried to turn up and go and turned up too quick. Irv Charles had a tough drop. So all in all, outside of a couple, I think there's only 3 or 4 noted incompletions throughout the entire day. And again, It's no pads, it's skeleton defenses, base vanilla stuff. So the offense looked good. I think I think the guys that stood out on the offense outside of Garrett Wilson, I like I said, Izzy Abanikanda had a long touchdown, took one to the house, which was kind of looked like a power run scheme, almost like an outside zone. I didn't really watch if the lineman blocked it like a zone, but he just saw a hole. He just planted his foot and got vertical and took off for 50 yards. And he showed the speed that he has. He showed the abilities that he has. He hit this hole and he was gone. Just completely gone. So I thought he had a good day. I thought Tariq Cohen had a good day on offense. Tariq Cohen still has a little jitterbug in him, man. I know he hasn't been in the league in a couple years, but
it's injuries with him, man.
Yeah, he's still got it though. He still got it. And I will say they started off the practice doing their specials, and they had 4 guys back there returning punts, and hands down, like tier 1 was Tariq Cohen was the best.
Yeah.
And then there was, Malachi Corley and Gibson were kind of under him, kind of on the same level. They both muffed one. They both bobbled one. They both didn't look as electric as Tariq Cohen did. Tariq Cohen, caught the ball and boom, he was gone. Make a move.
Well, let me ask you on that. You're talking about. You mentioned Malachi Corley. Anything else from him? Was he part of the offense at all yet? It's early, right? We don't have to worry one way or the other, but I'm curious. Yeah. He did not get any runs with the ones today. Today was a lot more, like I said, they ran a lot more 12. They had Ruckert and Conklin on the field a lot. Then they had Conklin and Yeboah on the field. Then they had Ruckert and Zach Kuntz on the field together. So there was a lot of 12 personnel. When they did go 11 and have 3 wides, Xavier Gibson got the first crack at slot. Who was the other guy? Was it Taylor? There was another guy who was out there getting some run there. I didn't see Malachi Corley really do much on the offensive side of the ball. Yeah, I don't remember. I can't remember, and maybe he did, and I don't have the film to go back and look, but I don't think he took any reps with Aaron Rodgers and the ones. I just thought it was interesting that all the running backs, for the most part, the top 3 running backs all got run with the ones. Ruckert got a lot of run with the ones as well. Nice.
And like I said, there was a lot of different formations. They ran a lot of wing, like a double tight end wing on the side. And then brought a running back out into motion on that same side. So now you got, you're creating 3x1s over there. A lot of mismatch stuff that I'm sure Aaron Rodgers was doing. Nub tight end looks, tight end. They had at one point Kuntz split out wide, on the X, and again they brought him in motion, lots of motion. They brought him in motion to crack on a toss sweep. It was a perfectly schemed play. That was the one that Tariq Cohen, he kind of got blown up, and Tariq Cohen just kind of put the brakes on it, spun, and broke it across the field for a long gain. It was that kind of stuff that you really love to see from the offense. But Tariq Cohen was a guy that for one practice really stood out to me. Garrett Wilson stood out. I thought Tyler Conklin played really, really well. Ruckert had a couple good, really nice catches. Defensive side was, Sauce was Sauce. Sauce shut down whoever was there. I think he let up one reception to Garrett Wilson, and it was more so just a phenomenal play by Garrett Wilson, who slipped and caught the ball while on two knees in front of Sauce. And Sauce just threw his hands up and was like, man, kind of like that. What are you going to do? Yeah. I thought Quantez Stiggers really showed up again. That guy's going to be a ball player, man.
What's he showing you?
He's showing me that he plays very well with his back, like facing forward. He's reading the quarterback's eyes. He plays with anticipation. He understands route concepts that the wide receivers are running. He knows when to break and how to break, and when to take away the inside leverage. He had an almost a phenomenal play, almost another pick today. He just seems like he's a step quicker than a lot of the other defensive backs that are out there. And another thing that I really liked about Quantez Stiggers, they ran him exclusively with Irv Charles as the gunners on the punts. That's going to be he's going to be a player, man. I don't know how much run he'll get on the defense, obviously barring injury, but I could see, I wouldn't be surprised if he, usurps or jumps Brendan Eccles to be the third, boundary cornerback in the rotation, or have some sets where he's out there. He's a guy, he can do it at 6'1", probably about 200 pounds. So, and he's a hitter as well. So physically, I think he can hang. There's going to be some times where he's on the field in dime sets and so on and so forth. Especially in that, playing quarters or something like that, where he can just have his back, have it facing the ball and just make a play, just react. He does it very, very well. I think Stiggers is going to be a player. If not nothing more, I think you're seeing a player that's going to develop into a starter next year.
Yeah, I mean, what an amazing and wonderful find that would be, to grab a guy like that whole, he was just a non-entity in everybody's draft prep, and it would be such a beautiful thing to find. He's 6th round, I think he was, right?
5th round, 5th round, I believe. 5th or 6th.
Yeah, I think he was 6th.
Jordan Travis was a 5th, so yeah, he was 6th. Yeah, actually, him and
it would be amazing to find a player. And then Jalen Key too. Let me ask you this. Who stood out as like having you've talked about a couple drops, but that is what it is. Anybody have like a bad practice? Like we heard about Mekhi Becton throwing up 10 times in Philly. 10, everybody. That's a record. But anything like that stood out to you? Like, oof.
No, I got to be honest with you. I didn't watch the offensive line all that much, like with a lot of intent, just because they don't have pads on. It's hard to really gauge on what they were doing. So I watched a lot of the defensive linemen. I wanted to see one thing before I get into answer your question. Jermaine Johnson was all over the place. Jermaine Johnson didn't just line up at end. Jermaine Johnson, he kind of very Micah Parsons-esque. He stood over, he was over in the A gap, sometimes standing up, kind of playing that apex. They had him slide in certain pass situations, playing like the 4-eye, kind of like what JFM would do in pass situations. I think they're going to utilize Jermaine Johnson a little bit more than just what we knew him as. Like, and then when Hassan Reddick's in camp and you can put Hassan Reddick and Quinnen Williams and Will McDonald and Jermaine Johnson as your front four. Like, good luck. Who you blocking?
Right
Who you going?
there.
Who you blocking? Who you blocking?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the way. And
Yeah.
did you see Kinlaw? Dude, let me look at that. Did you see the way that he showed up, guys?
He is in the best. I was talking about this last night to somebody. He is in the best shape that I have ever seen a guy go from one year to another.
Let me see if I can find that picture, man. Where was? Oh, it's not. I don't know. Let me see. Jets training camp. Javon Kinlaw, dude. He looks. It's like, oh my god, like he looks ferocious. Like it's a monster, but like lean strength.
That's right. He absolutely does.
Man.
So to answer the question, who looked bad? The only reps that I watched with intent where I saw a guy, and this is going to sound like, oh, this is bad news, so on and so forth. The only guy who I thought that I wanted to see more that I didn't see it today was Will McDonald.
Right.
Not, he got beat a couple, not, he just didn't he got beat a couple times, Max Mitchell stuffed him one time when McDonald was in wide 9 and he tried his spin, his textbook spin, and Max Mitchell was just like, not having it, kind of got stuffed.
Yeah.
It was
Will
Will McDonald,
good, man. We could use a little Max Mitchell resurgence,
Yeah, it was Will McDonald who didn't really seal the edge on that cutback that I talked about with Tyreek Cohen when he broke the play to the opposite side, and he kind of lost contain on that. So I don't know if anyone had a bad practice per se, but some of the reps that I watched Will McDonald with intent, he didn't win. So I guess that was probably someone I'd say. I mean, I thought, like I said, Irv Charles was given some opportunities in the offense, and he didn't really come through. There we go.
Well, so this is what you were talking about before. This is the catch that Sauce couldn't cover. Look at G-Dub. Look at these guys. Oh my God. Yeah. We've earned this.
Yeah.
So let's take a look, real. You can keep talking. I'll look at this guy. That's Max Mitchell. Why is he so happy?
No, that's not Max Mitchell, I don't believe. Is it?
60? Isn't 60 Max Mitchell?
I think those are all the rookies. I know that they did to start the practice. They sent all the rookies around to hype up the stands. There's Malachi Corley in front, and Olu Fashanu, and then I don't know who some of those other guys are. Some of the undrafted guys. Oh, 60. You know who that is? That's the big center from that they signed from the CFL.
Oh yeah, I'm just looking at Brady Latham. That's my dude.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. Oh, look at that. Best smile in the NFL right there.
Two guys that I thought looked pretty good on defense. Bean, McKinley.
It's Claudio. Wait, real quick. I'm sorry. Yeah. Look, he's in there.
Yeah, he was. I was next to him. I was chatting him up. We were both online. We were number 1 and number 2 in the to sign our kids up to get into the the little stage area where they can get all the signatures. It was he and I. Yeah.
Nice. All right. What were you going to say? Sorry.
So Tack McKinley was he played well today, man. Yeah. He got credited. He probably would have been credited for 3 sacks if that was happened. Like he was he impressed. Right. Lucky Fotu blew up the run, a couple run plays in the backfield today. Again, Wes Schweitzer had some trouble with him. He stopped Isaiah Davis, and Isaiah Davis' first rep, I mean, would have been a tackle for a loss. He's another big guy. I thought Braden McGregor played okay. He wasn't, he got like late second and third team reps. But he held his own. That's the undrafted rookie free agent out of Michigan. So now you're showing all these guys. Let me tell you something. This part, that's my boy. Those are right there. Those are my two sons right here.
There you go.
Right there on the right side of the screen. And that's my
sons, everybody.
These are my 2 boys on the right side getting Tyrod Taylor. And it's funny because this hit the Williams, that's my son's best friend, Braden. And he's having a full-fledged conversation. Yeah. PJ, my little guy, my 8-year-old, comes to me right after he gets the signature. And he's like, Dad, I swear to God, it was funny as can be. He's like, Dad, I didn't know Zach Wilson was black. I'm like, no, dude, that's not Zach Wilson. He's on the jersey, so number 2. Those are my 2 boys right there. How about that? Oh, you
I
gotta
love
send
it.
that to me. Where is that? Where is that?
This is on NewYorkJets.com.
Yeah,
It's
I guess
picture 17.
Yeah, okay.
Just go to the training camp photos for today.
But
awesome.
but about this part, man, I'm gonna tell you something. Tyrod Taylor. It's nice to get Tyrod Taylor. Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson made sure that every single one of those kids got an autograph.
Oh, I love it.
They walked by. I mean, Brees did too. He didn't stop for everyone, but Brees was there and Brees was around. But Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner made sure that every single one of those kids got an autograph. I thought that was the coolest thing.
That's the thing. They catch some slack, especially Sauce. And remember, Connor Hughes came out and said, anybody talking shit about Sauce Gardner, there is no good reason. He is not only is he just uber talent, it was, I think it was in response to that GM saying he's the most overrated player in the NFL, blah, blah, blah. Not only is he a super stud, but he's about as kind and courteous and respectful and funny. He's engaging players that in the league. I mean, and especially for the Jets to have somebody with that kind of star power, with that kind of personality, and not a punk.
Those guys are, those are the big names. Garrett and Sauce are the big names. Everybody, whether you're a big fan or not, know Garrett and Sauce. They didn't have to say, they didn't have to sign they made it a point to sign every single one of those kids, man. Every single one of those kids got a Sauce and a Garrett autograph today. How cool is that, dude?
Braylon Allen played rock, paper, scissors with this guy to get his, to get his gloves or something like that.
Yeah.
I win. Wait, what does that say? I win. You win, get a rubber duck. I win, get memorabilia.
Yeah.
I think the kid won too.
No, Braylon Allen won, but Braylon Allen
he did.
Braylon Allen gave him some stuff, yeah, for sure.
That's cool. All right, I can't seem to frame this right. All right, here we go. Let's look at some more. So these fucking ads, get out of here.
Yeah, so the defense.
There he is.
And there's my little guy again.
Right here.
There they are in the background, right there.
Look, there's Dom's sons.
That's my little guy. He's truth be told, he's an Atlanta Falcons fan, guys.
I mean, how the hell? Right?
He likes the Falcons, man.
They got a cool helmet,
Yeah. So that was the interesting stuff that I thought from today's practice was the different formations on offense, really watching Aaron Rodgers control everything. The players that you wanted to make plays made plays. And then on the defensive side, it's hard without pads and so on and so forth. But Tack McKinley, was a menace in the backfield. I thought that Quantez Stiggers showed up again. I didn't really see much from the safeties. I wasn't really watching them all too much. There wasn't a lot going on. They're going to affect the game much more when the pads are coming on. No big plays, nothing like that from the safety room.
Except when you watch Chuck Clark not make it over to cover Garrett Wilson.
Stuff
like that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Look at Alan Lazard getting some love. Good. It'd be nice to see him have a bounce back. And again, like I said, guys, we have 4 years, really 5, I think, with Aaron Rodgers and Lazard. And then we have 1 with Garrett Wilson, Tim Boyle, and Simeon. Not really Simeon. He was already done.
Oh, my God. There's one thing that did happen at camp that we didn't talk about. And I don't know. I don't want to press the panic button or whatnot, but Xavier Gipson did limp off at the end of practice with a trainer. So curious to find out if or what was going on there and if it's something that's going to linger. It would be detrimental to him, obviously, because it looks like he's going to be a part of the offense. But, it could be beneficial to the Malachi Corleys of the world who might now see some extra reps if it's something that they're going to, slow roll or take their time with. I don't know what happened. I don't remember the play. I just remember that there was a couple guys huddled around him and he kind of limped off before practice was over.
Yeah, well, hey, you know, if Tariq Cohen entrenches himself as the return guy, I mean, I don't know. Gibson might have a hard time
Yeah,
because
they
if
didn't. They
it
did
doesn't
not
have
go
that
over.
locked, you know.
Well, I mean, listen, he's got. I think he's going to play a role in the offense. Bean. I don't know how big, but at least early on, like I just don't see them. I don't see them cramming, those slot reps in 11 personnel to Malachi Corley.
Yeah, but we can play big slot all day, though, man. You know what I mean?
If
Like, especially,
if Mike Williams is healthy,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And even Lazard in there, you know. I don't know. Look, I'm not an anti-Gibson guy per se, but I'm definitely not what I would call a fan. He gave us some exciting moments, particularly week 1. But he had some others. But overall, I think, he brings a different skill set, right? He's kind of the only guy, the shifty little fella, among a bunch of, bigger, taller wide receivers. And then you got the tight ends. Everybody's big. And so he brings something different. But again, it's like, don't force feed it. If he's not producing, if he's not giving you the impact that some of the other guys, just because they're a replicant body wise, I don't care, man. I don't give a shit if all of our wide receivers are 6 foot and up. I don't need the shift, the little guy. If he makes it, fine. But again, if Tariq Cohen steals that spot as far as the return, it's like, I don't know, man. It might spell trouble for a little.
yeah, I was hoping to see some of the new kickoff return today as part of the specials, but they didn't do it. At least,
oh, they didn't show any of that, huh?
No, the only thing they did with specials, like I said, they worked on punts. They did punt formation. The gunners got a lot of work, and that's it. They didn't do any of the kickoff stuff.
Man, I'm really it's funny. I'm doing all this right now. You know what I'm looking for?
No.
Kinlaw.
Oh.
I'm looking for that one picture of Javon Kinlaw, for God's sakes. But Chaz Surratt's back. Look at this. Where's Dom? Where are you, Dom?
At this point, after practice, I was behind the scenes. My kids were in the kid area, so I was just kind of chilling off to the side.
Yeah,
I was chatting. I had a very nice conversation with Connie Kohlberg.
Oh,
yeah. Her and I were chatting for a while.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't find it. So whatever.
He is in as good a shape as I've ever seen him. That's for sure. And listen, no, Javon Kinlaw.
Yeah, dude. I think, guys, and you mentioned Leaky. You say Fatu. I like to call him Fotu. We'll see. But Leaky Fotu and Javon Kinlaw, like, I think they're just so under the radar for most Jets fans. And I really do think that we're going to like these guys. Like, they're going to add something to this defensive line, Dom.
Bean, look at in the Robert Saleh, Jeff Ulbrich era. Look at the guys who have played defensive tackle next to Quentin Williams and what has happened, right?
Right.
So Quentin Jefferson came in last year, career year, right?
Yep.
2 years before that was what's his face? He went to Houston last year, got a big
Sheldon
Rankins. Sheldon Rankins. What happened? Came in, career year. The guys who play next to Quentin Williams have career years. Now, not only are they next to Quentin Williams, but now you got really, really good defensive end pass rusher, whether it's Hassan Reddick, Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald, whomever. Like, the guys are poised to step up. Now they're in a defense. Now, even though it's, Kinlaw played in this defense already, but you get Leaky Fatu.
Yeah, I know.
In there.
I think it's Fatu, but
whatever it is. Lecky. We'll call him Leaky. You get him in a role where he's not asked to two gap. He's not asked to two gap, and he's asked to just have one responsibility, one gap, and get vertical and press. I mean, he hasn't done it yet, so maybe it's just he's was miscast as a odd man front nose tackle, and he really just needs to shoot gaps and stuff like that. Javon Kinlaw is now healthy. Javon Kinlaw is now in shape. Javon Kinlaw is a man on a mission, playing for a coach who he said was the best coach that he's ever had in Robert Saleh. I'm expecting. I know people didn't like the contract and this, that, and the other thing, but I'm expecting pretty good things from him, man.
Yeah, me too. And in my, as we all do, we do our free agency, hopes and predictions and all that shit. I had Javon Kinlaw on my list early, and people would say, that guy's garbage. He's a bust. And I mean, okay, fine. But I wanted him. When the Jets signed him, I was one of a few people that was genuinely excited about Javon Kinlaw. And then seeing that picture, man, I was like, oh, I mean, he's got lots of pictures out there, flexing and shit like that. But even compared to those, like this picture in the Jets, it was like, wow. Let me see something. I think, I think Boy Green might have posted it on Twitter. Let me go find Boy Green's Twitter. I'm on a mission. I'm looking through the day before's pictures now. Like I just, what's Boy Green? It's probably going to be his.
Yeah, I think it's Boy Green 25.
Let me see here. I think he posted it today yes, it was today or yesterday.
Yeah.
Come on, Boy Green, with these fucking articles and shit.
So while you're looking for that, the other thing that I thought was interesting, obviously Morgan Moses and AVT didn't participate in the team portion of practice, but I thought it was interesting that Max Mitchell got the first run at right tackle over Carter Warren, and more so at tackle, because I thought they were grooming him to be the kind of swing guard.
Who?
Max Mitchell. Max Mitchell.
Hey, I found it.
You did.
So everybody, this is Javon Kinlaw, everybody. Just want you to see what we got here.
Look at him.
Look at this guy.
He is lean and mean.
Lean, mean, killing machine, everybody. Look at that. Come on. That's how I'm going to be. By the end of the season, by the end mid-season, that's what I predict the GreenBean is going to very much be comparable to Javon Kinlaw.
Yeah. His arms, though, might be the size of your thighs. Just saying. Yeah,
that's what I mean. My thighs are going to be Javon Kinlaw's arms. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, hey, if I can get this 40% body mass index bullshit, 40% fat thing down to maybe 30, I'm doing all right, Dom. I'm going to be happy right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Infrared's here. What's up, buddy? I love Michael DeRoos is in the house. Look at all you guys. Harry's here. What's up, Harry? What do you guys think of Javon Kinlaw, though? Look at that, huh? There you go. Saleh loves his large-armed guys. That's right. Hide your small testes. He's not on steroids, man. They just eat right. That's all it is. That's all it is. All right. Well, hey, Dom, I think that's gonna wrap it up for our show. We're ending a little bit early this week. I'm fighting a little bit of a under the weather kind of thing. I want to get well, but anyway, I'm excited for this season, Dom. I'm excited to be back with everybody, Bradigan and Infrared and Frankie and Rico and Dano and everybody. I'm just so excited to be with you guys again. As we stated, if you weren't here earlier, Dom C is joining the Thursday Thick of It as a regular third co-host. Gunny will be back next week, and we're gonna have ourselves a fantastic time watching one of the better teams that have been constructed for the New York Jets. I mean, we're not looking at Jordan Jenkins. We're not looking at, fucking Dante Moncrief running around hoping that he had, Brashad Perryman. And like, we're looking at legitimate studs all over the place. And I'm excited. And we have a Hall of Fame quarterback, everybody. I mean, it's an unbelievable opportunity. What I'm going to try to do, and I hope everybody can do the same. I'm going to try to not look this gift horse in the mouth. Yes, there will be missteps. Yes, there's going to be ugly days. I'm not going to get focused on the negatives. I'm going to enjoy this because it's rare.
That's right.
It's rare, Dom.
I'm gonna. The only thing I'm looking forward to and hoping, and what will be in my prayer circle from now until September 9th is health. Let's just stay healthy. I want to see, and listen, and it looks like we're getting there. Sala intimated that we could have Morgan Moses and AVT back and fully practicing next week. And think about that. That's going to be the first time that we have a solidified 5 guys playing together for an extended period of time. And how long, man? How long?
It doesn't exist for us.
Yeah.
2015. I mean,
I already don't miss Mekhi Becton. The Tyron, you showed Javon Kinlaw, man. Have you seen Tyron Smith? He's another one. He is just built like a brick shit house, that guy, man.
I love it. And he hasn't thrown up once. That's the key.
Yeah.
That's the key. And like Dom said, even the great Tyron Smith, he jumped off sides and he was put on the bench.
Solid
it's time
Yankee,
for
man.
accountability. It's time for Solid to step in and have some discipline. Look, you can like them all you want. Business is business. Your job's on the line. If somebody's going to throw your career down the toilet because they just can't keep their head in the game, they sit on the bench. That's the way it's got to go. They'll all snap in. And they're used to this. They've been playing football their whole life. They know what it's like. If the coach doesn't hold them accountable, they're loose in the caboose. If they're held accountable, they're focused. It's just very, very simple stuff.
That's right. That's right, man. That's right. So,
all right, guys. With that all said, I want to thank you for joining us for our welcome back show of the Thursday thick of it. Please don't forget to hit that like button on your way out. Squish the milk thumbs. Squish. I never said that before. Squish them. Squish them good, everybody. But I'm excited. I'm in good high spirits. I'm ready for Kenny Yeboah to light it up this year. Jamie and Sherwood. All my guys, they're gonna make it known that they're here. But guys, have a great night. Don't forget about Nick Shine. Maybe he'll come on early. Proud New York Jets fans going on live after us. For Dom C and myself and Gunny next week, we will see you next time. Have a great night, everybody.
Yeah, here we come, baby. Here we come. Here come the Jets, baby. I want to kiss you.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah! You want to run or you want to duck down? You want to duck, just go over and get onto the bench and stay there.
You play to win the game.
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets, Jets.